Hello and welcome to Beyond Sunday, a podcast from Schweitzer Church. Today we are in studio with Marcia Menken and Candy Miller, and we are going to talk about the Amazon Outreach Ministry. And both Marcia and Candy have been on the first of Schweitzer's Amazon Outreach mission trips. And so why don't we start with talking about that, and then we'll get into one that's upcoming. But let's start with where the one that you went on. So when did it take place?
The trip was in July. And they're considered medical missions, and neither one of us are medical personnel, so there's so much to do for everyone who is not medical personnel. So we were on the Amazon out of Manaus on the Purus River. Is that right? Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And you rode a boat?
We lived on a boat.
Lived on a boat. Important distinction.
Yes.
Yes.
We lived on a boat, we slept on the boat, and worshipped on the boat, and ate on the boat, and showered on the boat. And then the boat would pull up to the shore in the village that we went to each day, and we'd walk down the gangplank into the village for the ministry for the day.
Right.
And what would you experience as you engaged a village?
They were very happy to see us, I think. I worked with the children at each village, so that was the only thing I did, but it was so wonderful working with the children. But there were so many other ministries.
Right.
You really worked in several different.
I did. So there was a women's ministry, so there were a team of women ministering to women, and a men's ministry. We partnered with a group of people from Texas, and their men did the men's ministry. We had we had two physicians along, two pharmacists, and another physician joined us, a Brazilian physician. We had an eyeglass ministry.
Dental.
And dental, although that was a Brazilian doctor.
Right.
So children, women, men, eyeglass, medical.
Right.
And then we'd go do the things in the morning, and then we'd go back to the boat for lunch and rest, and then back out again in the afternoon, same village, shorter times. It always concluded with a village worship and pass out the food packs, and then we'd head off up the river or down the river.
People gave their testimonies from our boat.
Mm-hmm. When you say you worked with kids or you worked with women, what did that work look like?
Well, I mean,
Did you play soccer with them? Or
we did.
Yeah?
We played. They loved to play ball of any type. We had a beach ball, and these were smaller children. We had a beach ball, and then we had a soccer ball, of course. And then they loved bubbles. We blew bubbles, and they ran after those. But the older kids played soccer, and then we had games, and we sang songs, which I learned a little bit in Portuguese for that.
Do you want to sing us
I
a
can't.
section of
No,
Portuguese?
I can't do it, but I can give you the motions.
Okay.
So they loved it. We drew pictures. We made bracelets. So we sang lots of Jesus songs, and they loved it.
Cool.
So in the women's ministry, I did not do that. I did eyeglasses, and then I helped in the pharmacy a lot of the time. But the women's ministry, they had women who, on the ministry team who would braid hair and paint fingernails and just do one-on-one. And the women were lined up with their babies in their laps and just being pampered all morning. And then in the afternoon, they'd go back and would have a group meeting where they would someone would give a testimony. The Brazilian pastor's wife maybe would speak to them, and then we had goodie bags for them for every woman in every village that they'd pass out. And then the men's ministry was similar. They went door to door, and then the men met and got a men's type of a gift.
What about the language barrier?
We had 15 interpreters, right? 15
Right.
young,
15
mostly 15
interpreters?
interpreters on the boat with us. So they ate and were they bunked with us and worshipped with us, and they were wonderful. It was really wonderful.
And then what about the medical side? What were some of the things, kind of average things that if somebody was in the medical field and was listening to this, what could they expect?
Yeah. So one doctor who went, Dr. Good, was a family practice, and then Robert went, and he was orthopedics, but he did a lot of family practice. So they'd see the people would have their list of things that they'd give with we had two nurses along, and they would kind of take the information and then see the doctor. And there was a lot of intestinal stuff going on, and parasites, and then congestion and runny noses, things like we have here, high blood pressure for people. And the pastors who they have contact with would sometimes know to get them to a physician maybe in the big city.
Okay.
But So they'd just see the doctor, and he'd write a prescription, and the pharmacist would fill it, and then we had the Brazilian pharmacist who would check it and give it over. Give it to him.
Well, and also at one village, they made a house call.
They did.
They took a boat over to a villager's house, and because he had
Had open heart surgery a year before, and he was running out of meds, and it would have cost him a fifth of his yearly income to get on his houseboat to the next city to see the doctor. So Robert and the nurse and the interpreter and the pharmacist went and made the house call. And then here comes the pharmacist back, got the medicine they needed, and went back to the house. And then they brought him back to the boat because we were already heading down the river. Yeah.
And when you get on the boat, you go up the river or down the river, about how far away are the people in these villages from, say, a significant city where they could find some of the help that they were finding from where the boat came and met them?
One city,
One
it
city
took
was-
us several hours.
Yeah, several hours. One city was pretty close, back roads, I guess, but most of them were very remote. 2 were considered indigenous villages, too.
Yeah. Any takeaways for you? Like after you had that experience, are there 1 or 2 takeaways that you're like, how that's impacted your life?
It was so amazing to be able to do God's work on that level. It really changed me in ways just that we are all God's children, you know, and made in His image. And some people don't, you know, we live here in luxury, no matter what we have compared to what these people have. And it just really changes your thought process on a lot of things.
It's very humbling. I
Humbling,
mean, yeah, right, because we see these people, they waited for the boat. They came in their cleanest. They were content. And by our standards, they didn't have anything. So anyway, it was wonderful. I mean, we were most worried about sleeping in the hammocks, and that was the best part of it, probably, once we got spread out.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
That's right.
Like,
Hammocks.
Does it feel like a luxurious experience to sleep in hammocks?
Not
No.
particularly.
But you can do anything
Yeah.
for 8 days.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
So it was 8-day long trip. Or
9
roughly?
total. 9, yeah.
Yeah.
Day of
Okay.
travel. The travel is pretty hard, but, you know, you can catch up on sleep later. It's a long travel days.
Yeah, it's about a 40-hour travel day.
Yeah, it really is.
By
the
the
food
time-
was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, the boat, they put out these 3 amazing meals for 60 people every day out of this little marine kitchen. It's
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how's the coffee?
The coffee
It's
is
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Well, there's another trip to the Amazon that's scheduled, planned, right?
Right.
In March,
March.
during spring break. So some young people could be involved.
Dates for that are
spring break.
okay.
think
Somewhere.
it's
All right.
something
March
like
11th,
the
March 11th or
the
13th, right.
22nd.
Okay. Great.
But
And if people are interested, if they want to know more, they should contact whom?
Shelley Rogers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, if they want to contact Shelley, they can go to the Schweitzer webpage and find Shelley on our staff bio and email her right
and
there.
it should be on our church website.
Right,
too.
yeah. And there are also pictures on our church website
Yes.
that people can go and look at all the pictures we've uploaded from our last trip, too.
Sure. Great. Well, thank you so much, Marsha and Candy, for
Thank
coming
you.
in
You're
and sharing
welcome.
this. And thank you, friends, for listening or watching us today on Beyond Sunday. We always look forward to seeing you on Sunday and beyond. Bye-bye.